This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. When you visit the doctor, you probably hand over your insurance, your ID, and contact details. It's just one of the many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose it, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
At Chipotle, we also have a playlist. Guacamole as it's being hand mashed. The sizzle of adobo chicken on the grill. The chopping of onions and cilantro. We call our playlist Real. Order now. Chipotle. For real.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this video that I had just watched. It was funny because I was kind of tired this morning. I had myself a little bit of a late start this morning, and I was just scrolling through social media. Didn't know when exactly I was going to get out of bed, and then, I watched this video of this woman talking about how she's not happy in her marriage. Now, that's one thing that always confuses me with marriages and relationships, is that you can have somebody that's treating you the best possible way that you've ever been treated before. There has been no other significant other that has treated you this good, right? And then you turn around and you make some video for the world to see saying that you're not satisfied with your good significant other. And I guarantee and I promise you, you can find somebody that is extremely happy in their marriage, and your significant or their significant other is nowhere is close to your significant other. They're not doing the things that he's doing. So that's what trips me out about that video, is that she was crying. It was a real video. It wasn't no comedy skit. Wasn't she was just doing it to see people's reaction. Maybe she was. Maybe she's a really good actor. Cause I would like to think that was the case, and that she has more respect for her significant other. But it's it's things like that, where I see content. I see where people, they go through with their content creating careers and dreams and all that stuff, and they feel like everything needs to be discussed and talked about. And I get it. I understand. Everybody's book is going to be different, talking content creating. But at the same time, I felt like that was a part in the book that didn't need to be included. You don't need to make your significant other feel like that they're not enough when you're saying that they're the perfect significant other. That's such a confusing thing to process. And the funny thing is that I was in a similar situation where it wasn't no marriage or relationship thing, but it was somebody that I did have feelings for. And I remember them telling me that. I remember them saying I've only have done little things. And I'm like, fam, you never gave me a chance to do bigger things. The times where I wanted to, I always got pushed away. So it's and that's one thing where it's I realized that, if let's just say a relationship would have came out of that, it probably would have ended a lot sooner than the build up and stuff. So that's why it's it's just certain situations where it's just, I seen that I was a part of it, and I'm like, thank God I'm not a part of it anymore. And I think that that's eventually what the husband's going to be thinking, because he is going to see that video. The video that went viral. Hold on for a second. Let me see how many views it got. And this is just on Twitter. I imagine if it's been posted on other platforms, and got a lot of views on there too. But let's see. Video has, it only has 953,000 views. So eventually it is going to get this. This was posted 19 hours ago. Eventually it is going to get more views as the day goes on, and the husband is going to see that video. And that would be my question to the wife. How do you think he's going to feel when he watches that video? He sees his wife. He sees his wife that he thought was happy in their marriage. He sees her on social media crying, saying that it's not enough. And that's what the video was captioned, was and it's you're going to see that, and then you're going to see your wife, and you're going to be like, man, this has to be a prank. This has to be a joke or something. But anyways, posted by that Twitter account, My Mixtapes. But anyways, it goes on to say, woman says that despite being married for 7 years to the perfect husband, she is still unhappy and feels like she married the wrong person. How do you think your husband's gonna feel when he sees that? Because that's one of the, you didn't even bother to think about him. Like, you get so caught up thinking about yourself, and I get that. You always put yourself first, but at the same time, it's like when others are getting involved, you also have to consider what they're going to be thinking about. So how do you honestly think that how they're going to feel when they see some stuff like that? Because I'm just saying, if I was a husband and I seen something like that, I would definitely be confused. Like, it's gonna be like a wild ride of emotions. Like, I'm gonna be confused, I'm gonna be sad because I'm over here thinking that I'm not doing enough. Then I'm gonna be upset because it's like, okay, I know that I'm doing enough. Like, why wait until like 7 years in the marriage and stuff, and then like tell me that like I might potentially be the wrong person? And then what's crazy is that, so let's say they do go through with a divorce, right? They separate, go their separate ways. I guarantee and I promise you, and that's usually how that stuff happens too. But he's gonna move on. He's gonna find somebody better. She's gonna move on. She thinks she's gonna find somebody better. Realize that she's in a even much more worse relationship, because that's what she's gonna be doing a lot, is comparing her ex-husband to whoever the next boyfriend or husband, like whatever her goals are and stuff. She's gonna be comparing her ex to the new guy, and the new guy is gonna be like, fam, I can't live up to these standards. Like, you want me to do this, and this, that, and that. And I'm like, fam, if you want somebody to do all that, you gonna have to contact your ex-husband. But like, that's not me, so yeah, to have it where it's like, somebody is rolling out the red carpet for you, and you don't even want to walk on that red carpet, you want to walk around there, you're all like, oh, this is too much. Like, you should appreciate, because there's people that would love to be in your situation where they got somebody that's like good by their side and things, supportive, don't matter what the whatever it is that you want to get into. It's like, you can approach him and be like, I want to get into law school, I want to become a nurse, I want to, like, stuff where it's just, it's going to, like, he knows that it's going to make you happy. It's like, and he's supportive of it 100%. Like, it wasn't talked about in the video, but just to add on, and stuff to it and things. But yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter what you approach this guy with, he's always going to be supportive. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with you having a good husband? What's wrong with and I guess just talking to anybody, what's wrong with you having a good significant other? Because that's one thing where it's like, it's a pet peeve of mine, hearing where it's like, oh, you're too good to me. Because no, the girl that I was just talking on, like, that was something that she had, she told me at one point in time. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, isn't that what you want? Like, so do you want me to be good, or do you want me to be disrespectful? Because that's just not in me. I'm not going to be disrespectful if I don't need to be disrespectful. But yeah, and it's, and it's funny because it's like, you think to an extent like that's true, because I remember, like, just from that, then just just throughout social media, hearing where it's like a woman's like, oh, I want like a roughneck, or somebody that's not gonna pretty much be respectful and things. But and it's funny how it's like, out of all shows, but it's like, the thing is this. That's one thing that I'll say about, like, fictional TV, is that it comes from somewhere. So I would imagine that this was something that Chris Rock, he done seen numerous times throughout his life. Probably, well, obviously it was because it was about his childhood and growing up and all that stuff. I imagine he probably did see some stuff like this growing up. But anyways, and probably even still to this day see stuff like this. But anyways, there was this episode of Everybody Hates Chris where he was trying to figure out how to like get with women and all that stuff. So I think it was like they were making fun of Flavor Flav. I think what was his name in there? Like Slaver Slave or something like that. It was some wild name. But anyways, he was being like mad disrespectful to the women, the Flavor Flav lookalike and stuff. So anyways, Chris, he decided to start doing that. He's decided to start being disrespectful to like all the local girls that was coming into his job and stuff. And it was working. Like, he was getting their numbers. He was, they were more interested in him and stuff. And I'm like, that it's the truth. But at the same time, that's like one of the most messed up things to teach a young man, you know, where it's like you got it. Because yeah, you look at a lot of guys today, it's like, yeah, you'd see where I ain't gonna say all of them, but there are some guys out there, and it's quite a few where yeah, they disrespectful to women. You hear where they call them out their name, you hear where they'll say crazy things about them, or you know, just overall doing something crazy to them and stuff. And it's like, whether it's verbal abuse, physical abuse, and it's like, and because that's the thing, there's gonna be guys out there that don't know their limit. So it's like, and it's just messed up where it's like, you know, guys like me, where and here's the thing, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just speaking on myself, where it's like, I feel like that I would go above and beyond for a woman that I'm interested in. You know, I never would do or say anything to, because that's one thing that that girl that I was, any girl that I've been interested in, is that I've never said anything disrespectful. I've never done anything disrespectful. I never raised my voice. I've never put hands on them. None of that stuff. So that's why I'm like, it really trips me out when you can be like that. You can display that and stuff, and it's not enough, you know. And that's one of those things where it's just, you know, I watching this video, it stirred up some memories, you know. And then yeah, it puts me in a situation, or it puts me in a mindset where it's like, I'm angry, you know, but I'm not angry for myself. I'm angry for this, like, this husband that's a part of this loveless marriage and stuff, you know. And that's the thing, you could say that crap all like, oh, I'll always love him, this and that, blah blah blah. It's like, if you did, you would care more about his feelings, because it's like, anybody that I have love for, I'm always going to consider their feelings with anything. So that's why I'm like, you know, it's one of those things where I guess, like, if they're using their feelings to their advantage, like they're always throwing it up in the air, like, I guess, like, to gain stuff out of me, then yeah, that's that type of stuff. You realize that, you recognize that, and they're like, okay, I know that I'm being used, so that's why I'm like, nah, I'm going to abandon this relationship myself. But it's something where it's like, you know, if it's never brought up, but it's something that you can you should consider, though, like, this is your significant other. So that's why I'm like, yeah, my advice to this woman is like, you know, if you actually do truly love this guy, you'll work things out. You're not going to run to social media thinking, oh, I'm going to seek advice from my social media peers and stuff. No, this is the thing, is this. You posted this video publicly, so that means everybody's going to see it. It don't mean like, oh, the people that support you are going to see it. No, everybody's going to see it, and they're going to say what I say. If not, they're going to probably say something worse, call you out your name, say some disrespectful stuff. And guess who's going to be on your side? Guess who's going to be defending you? Your husband. Yeah, he's going to probably be hurt. He's going to probably, you know, feel embarrassed, because it's like, yeah, imagine, it's like, my thing is this. You know what? I feel like this is a hard-hitting question, and just overall, like, an example to put the wife in. Imagine if your husband had ran to social media about something that, like, talking about you, and then it made its rounds towards you, and now you got to sit there and process, like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know, why did you not just talk with me? Why? Because I guarantee and I promise you, she would say some stuff like that. Well, why not just talk with me? Why not just talk with him about this unhappy part of your marriage? You know, instead, you rather run to social media and embarrass him. Because that's how I look at it. It's like, you ran to social media and embarrassed this guy. If you care about this guy, you love this guy's your husband, you want to spend the rest of your life with him. And my thing is this, even if not, still, you said yes to this man 7 years ago, all right, or however long ago. You guys was engaged for a little bit. You guys went through a whole marriage ceremony. You invited all your friends and family out. Then for the next 7 years, you guys were married. So all of a sudden now, it's a problem. And yeah, it's things like that where I'm like, you know what? And like I said, eventually it is going to get to a point where if they do, like, yeah, let's say if the husband's all, you know what, fine, if you want to get a divorce, then yeah, let's get a divorce. He's going to move on. He's going to be in a happy, and that's the thing. He's going to be in a happy relationship. He's going to find somebody that love and care about him. You're going to be known as that girl that ran to her. And that's the funny thing, what's going to happen is that it's going to probably be a guy where there's gonna be so many different guys that if like let's say she does go through a divorce, there's gonna be so many different guys that she comes across where it's like it's gonna be guys that's gonna just flat out lie to you, being like, oh yeah, I seen your video, I support what you got going on and stuff, gonna make it seem like that he's being a supportive like significant other and things. Next thing you know, he's putting hands on you, or it's like you're gonna be out on a date, out eating, and it's like this guy's gonna be like, hey, you look familiar. Like, I feel like I've seen you somewhere. Then he's gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, you was that girl that went on social media and started talking about her husband and how you don't like love him no more, pretty much. Oh no, I'm good. Yeah, I don't see myself going any further with this relationship. Yeah, we'll split the bill. You go your separate ways and things. And then what's funny is that while all that's going on, she's going to be going on all these different dates, realizing that none of these guys are as good as my ex-husband and stuff. Then she's going to go to his, I guess maybe if they are still friends, because I imagine some stuff like that. He ain't going to be, I guarantee and I promise you, if I was that guy, I wouldn't be following her on social media, probably would delete her number. I'm like, if we have kids, then that'll probably be the only way that I would keep in contact with her, is just to make sure that my kids is all right. But if we ain't got no kids, I'm like, okay, you could go your separate ways, I'm gonna go my separate ways. Let's just act like this marriage never happened. All right, we are now, like, once that divorce is finalized, we are now strangers. Okay, so yeah, I guess like maybe if some stuff happens and you feel like I need to know, then and I guess like figure out a way to get in contact with me. But I'm saying like direct contact, like talking to me on the phone or what. Nah, I'm like, that's one of those things where it's just, I feel like after some stuff like that, maybe if the social media video never had happened and things, then yeah, probably. But it's like, like I said, it's like that's kind of embarrassing to see where your wife is, she's up on social media talking about you in a way where it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? It's like you running it like social media can't help us. This is our marriage. This ain't social media's marriage. People need to understand that. It's like not everything needs to be on social media, So anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.